What's going on, guys? Josh Sykes back with you, OutdoorNewsAmerica.com. As always, if you like our content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you like the video. Leave us a question, a comment below. I always do try to find an answer. I try to answer everybody. If I need to reach out to the manufacturer, I'll do that to try to find an answer for you. In the studio with me today, I've got something I want to talk about. If you subscribe to the channel, you know that I am a fan of a lot of different types of firearms, whether they're inexpensive or whether they're very expensive. As long as those firearms function safely and they operate, I can find a place with those firearms in my collection or in my daily use. Some of my firearms are very expensive, some of them are less than $200, and I see a use for every one of those. But every now and then, I find a firearm that I just absolutely despise. And this is one of them. This is the Taurus TCP 380 handgun. And I want to tell you why I don't like this handgun. Now, I like Taurus. Let me preface this by saying I'm a huge Taurus fan. I love their G2, their G3, their G4 model handgun. I think that's one of the best buy handguns you can get. I think Taurus has come a long, long way in their quality control, in their manufacturing. I think they do an excellent job. I personally own several of their firearms and I like them. But as with any manufacturing process, sometimes along the way, you run into a dud. And I think that's what Taurus did with this handgun. And I want to show you why. First of all, I don't have the magazine in here. And I do want to show you guys that this gun is empty for the purposes of what I want to share with you today. The number one thing I don't like about this handgun is the trigger. I think the trigger is absolutely horrible, and I want to show you why. When this gun is in battery, all right, first of all, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to try to do it tilted a little bit. This gun has a long trigger pull, okay? There it goes, okay? It's a hammer-fired mechanism, but that trigger pull is about 5.5 to 6 pounds. Now, the reset on this trigger is what I absolutely can't stand. So I'm going to pull this back again so you can get the reset here. As I release this trigger, you'll hear a click. All right, did you hear that click? That's a click. Now to me, that sounds like a reset. But if I look in here, that hammer is not pulled back all the way. Now I can pull this again and the hammer will go, boom, but that won't fire around. Why is that? Well, the hammer doesn't go all the way back far enough. So in my opinion, that's a false reset. And if I'm shooting and I'm used to a long reset trigger or a reset trigger to shoot another round, that's going to come across as a misfire to me. So that to me is an obvious glaring issue that should have been addressed with this handgun to begin with, that I don't think was. Now, I do want to say that this handgun has been discontinued by Taurus. Taurus is not making this anymore, but there's still thousands and thousands of these out in circulation. I even have heard through the grapevine that there's a recall on this pistol for something with the slide breaking apart, or I'm not sure what the status is on that. I'll try to do some research. In the comments link below, I'll try to put a link to that recall if it's there. But I just, this is a handgun that's running, around $250 price point. I think there's so many other good handguns you can get for that price point, or even a little less, that are going to function better than the TCP. If you're looking for a small concealed carry mouse gun, I call it, this would not be one I would recommend. I just think that trigger is horrible. It's just not one I would recommend. I'm glad Taurus discontinued this pistol. I wanted to share this with you guys today. So if you're looking for a handgun out there on the market, you will come across these for sale in a lot of pawn shops. A lot of gun stores still have these on the shelf. I would avoid this. This would not be one that I would look for. If all you've got is $250 and you're looking for a good home defense handgun, I mean, heck, a High Point 380, a high point 9mm, you're gonna pick those up for less than 200. I have not met a high point yet that doesn't run flawlessly and run like it should, even when it's beat up and thrown in the dirt. Now, I'm not saying this thing doesn't go bang. It does go bang. It shoots, but it jumps out of your hand. It's not a fun shooting pistol. It doesn't function properly. The trigger's horrible, and you've got a risk of a defective slide mechanism. So let's say, you know, Taurus tried, but they didn't make it happen with this one. So I'm glad they discontinued it. I wanted to put this out there for everybody. So if you are shopping for a handgun, you run across the TCP from Taurus, I would avoid it. Let's look for something else, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful. If you've got some experience with this little handgun, leave it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon.